Good afternoon and welcome to King Arena. I'm Andrew Pitkin. Casey Millikin will be joining me shortly. He is caught in a bit of traffic. I want to thank you for joining us tonight here. Wheaton coming into this game is 10-3, 4-1 in conference play. That ties them for first with Augustana and Illinois Wesleyan at the top of the group, whereas Millikin falling behind, tied for last, 1-5 so far in the conference, 7-8 on the year so far, and they have lost their last 4 games so far this season. Coming into this game, Wheaton College has won their last 15 home games, and that's going back to last season toward the beginning around the Beth Baker Classic. And Millikin, they've got a big three. They've got Sadler, Schultz, and Curry. Unfortunately for them, Schultz has gone a little bit cold recently. Over her last 5 games, she's only averaging 9 points per game, whereas before in the first 10 games she was averaging 16.2. And they lost Alyssa Saklak last year, who was all CCIW, a great player for them, and so they've looked for more scoring from their other players. Some of these players weren't scoring quite as much last year as they are this year, but Sadler, Schultz, and Curry, both juniors, and Sadler, a sophomore, are able to help the team immensely so far this year. We're going to take a break as we honor our flag with the national anthem.
And now to start the lineups. First to the visitors from Millikin. The 1 guard and 5 sophomore on the way home. Number 3, Andy Sadler. The other guard and 5 senior on Wheaton. Number 10, Rachel Weber. And quarterback 6-1 junior on Newman. Number 22, Lauren Moses. And guard and 5 junior on Wasika. Number 25, Devin Murray. And finally, guard and 5 junior on Groveland.
Gutkowski, Andrea Dorsey, Jason King, Tracy Yantis. And now, Wheaton College fans, on your feet, the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. At 1 guard, a 5'6" senior out of Shoreview, number 10, Katie McDaniels. The other guard, a 5'8" senior out of Champaign, Illinois, number 11, Chantel Meacham. At 4 to 6'2", sophomore out of Champaign, number 14, Devin Kyler. At guard, we have a 5'10 junior out of St. Anthony, Minnesota, number 22, Kelly Lawson. And at guard, a 5'9 junior out of Wheaton, number 24, Maggie Dansdill. Wheaton College is coached by Kent Matson, who's assisted by Katie Cuthbert and Lauren Graham.
Welcome back with us. Casey Millikin still trying to find his way to the scorer's table, but we'll get started anyway. We'll have the tip shortly. One interesting thing to look at for the rest of this game is that Chantel Meacham has 201 career three-point field goals made, and she'll be looking to break the record of 206 that was set by Rachel Horgan, class of 2001. If she catches fire, she could break that record tonight. As the refs get set, looks like we'll have our tip. Ball to Chantel Meacham, and she'll pass it to McDaniels to get it started. Dansdill quickly down the court, up. Couldn't get it to go, but Devin Kyler with the offensive board. Now McDaniels holding, kicks out to Dansdill, cutting across, now to Meacham, into Devin Kyler. Has a little flip shot, and it goes in. Now bringing it the other way is Rachel Weber, the lone senior on this squad. Devin Curry has it now. Over to number 22, Lauren Moses. Devin Curry again, driving to her left, puts it up with the left hand. We've got a foul on Maggie Dansdill. Hit Curry on the arm, and she'll go to the line. Devin Curry hits her first free throw. And the second is good. Take this time to welcome Casey Millikin to the media table.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
It's good to have you here.
Sorry about that.
Got Devin Kyler now to McDaniels with the left hand. She'll put it in.
That doesn't surprise me. Walk into the gym, and who's the first one to put points up? Katie McDaniels every time.
No doubt about it. McDaniels quite the player. Flipped up shot by number 22, Lauren Moses. Here comes McDaniels setting down low quickly to Devin Kyler, out to Dansdill. Kicks over to Katie McDaniels, driving to her left again on Weber. Flips off the front of the iron and goes down.
That's such a tough take, and that's what separates her from everyone else, is how good she is with her left hand in traffic like that.
Here's Schultz driving to her left, stops and pops, and she'll hit it over two defenders. Schultz, a player that I talked about, has been struggling recently, 9 points per game over her last 5, when she was previously had 16.2 points per game over her first 10. Dansdill can't get that shot to go. It's a good sign for her. Schultz being to hit that shot early. Weber passes to Sadler, has some space to the right. Now it's Moses doubled out to Curry. Over to Moses, pump fake, kick out to Curry again. To Moses again, working a lot of two-man basketball here back and forth.
Yeah, and that's tough with the amount of just the active hands of the Wheaton guard. It's really tough to go back and forth like that many times. And you know, Dansdill makes them pay. She's played very, very well this year. Dansdill's really come alive, and she misses the easy jumper there, though.
Weber driving on her own with the left hand, flips it up. No good. Rebound by Kelly Lawson. She'll pass up to Katie McDaniels, who will set up the offense. Looking for someone to pass to now. It's out to Lawson. To McDaniels inside with the left hand, no good. Kyler with another offensive board and puts it in.
And I'd say that's the point where Devin Kyler has improved the most this year, and I think she needs to continue to improve, is her presence down low. She's someone who really likes, you know, being the passing post player that she is. She's out on the perimeter, she can hit people, but she's really got to get dominant, you know, within 5 feet of the basket, getting boards and scoring again just like that. I really like that out of Devin.
Like you talked about, Devin Kyler, 7.38 defensive boards on the year. Good to see her on that offensive side as Curry launches a three, no good. Curry slapped the ball out of Kyler's hands, and it'll be Wheaton basketball. For the game, we have Jordan Myroth for Maggie Dansdale. Coach Madsen doing what he does so well, rotating in multiple players at a time, going multiple players deep into his bench.
And a huge compliment, in my opinion, to Jordan Myroth. I mean, she is a freshman on one of the best teams in the country, and she gets huge minutes. That is a lot of confidence from a coach who is not a big freshman playing coach. I mean, he makes you earn it. And Jordan's playing big minutes. There's a bright future for that young lady.
Chantel Meacham had a wide open three, couldn't hit it. Weber coming the other way. Curry driving left, has some space, and she'll finish.
That was pretty. That was a nice, strong take there by number 25.
Wheaton caught by surprise. Very unusual. Usually gets back a lot quicker than most teams. Millikin running a great break there.
Yeah.
Myroth with the cut. Couldn't finish. But it'll stay Wheaton's way as Schultz knocked it out last. Into the game, we have Ellie Zeller for Kelly Lawson. We also have number 11, Haley Toohill, and number 4, Cassie Summers into the game.
It is amazing to me that Ellie Zeller is as deep in this lineup as she has been. I know she didn't play the whole, first semester, and this team gelled without her. But number 20 is one of the best players on the floor, and it's really good to see her get points and score in the minutes that she's playing. But she's someone I would anticipate is going to get a lot more playing time as the season comes to an end. And she comes out hot early.
Probably shouldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Ellie Zeller, 4 early points, instant impact. Has only been in the game for about a minute now. Doing everything she can. Jordan Myroth now running the break. The 6-footer. Finds McDaniels. Puts it up, and she is fouled by number 40, who's just into the game, Michaela Gilbert. Got her with the body. How do you like Jordan Myroth running that break? As a 6-footer, a stretch 4 going down the court.
And she's very versatile. Honestly, I see, this is scary to say, especially this early in a career, but I see a lot of what makes Katie McDaniels so good in Jordan Myroth. I think she's got really, really good vision. I think she's good at leading a break, but not being selfish, but also finishing around the basket with her right and left hands. I mean, she's got all the pieces, all the tools to be a really, really good player. She's just going to have to, maintain that good defense and keep being selfless. Because a lot of times when you're as good as she can be, it's easy to just start shooting and, hope you score 40 points. So she doesn't seem like the kind of person that's going to get a big head, but she's going to have to maintain the humility of a leader in order to, in the future, be the leader of this team.
Cassie Somers will fire a 3. She's a great three-point shooter. Puts it down. Hasn't gotten the best percentage so far this year, just shooting 33%, but takes a lot of those, so they're going to have to extend on her if she continues to take that shot. Ellie Zeller with the cut and finishes with the left hand again.
Watching Ellie Zeller play basketball is just fun. She knows where to be on the basketball floor, and there's nobody that takes basketball more seriously than Ellie Zeller does. She is passionate about the game. She's a student of the game. But right there, you just see, she just picked holes in that defense. And there's really nothing you can do when she's quick. She can go with her right and left hands. It's just tough. And she's part of, a very, very tough Wheaton backcourt particularly, but a Wheaton team in general.
Well, and as proven a jump shooter she is, her first 3 shots so far in this game are, within 10 feet for sure, probably about 5 feet. Easy off the glass. That's the student of the game thing that you're talking about. She's able to get close to the rim, understand she doesn't need to settle for a 3 or a deep jumper.
It's smart, talented players that'll give you hell as a coach, and she's doing that so far in this game. She's been in for, like you said, probably 2 minutes. She's got 6 points.
Cassie Summers with a head fake, goes to her right.
Oh, yeah. Good idea there by Haley Tuhill. Just got a little bit excited. I think she knew it was a good idea. Oh, I can pump fake, go baseline. Just got a little excited. I know that feeling.
Watching Haley Tuhill during warm-ups, that was a part of her shot when she would catch, so it might be something she might need to work out later. McDaniels on the wing, Bremhorst into the game, along with Kelly Thornton. There's Zeller around the rim again, couldn't get it to go, but offensive board by Myroth, who's blocked on the way back up. But Ellie Zeller earns a jumped ball that will end up Millikin's way because Wheaton won the tip.
I always end up doing this when I call women's games. I just end up raving about Ellie Zeller because I'm a huge fan. But let me just one more for you. Ellie is the hardest worker I think I've ever seen as far as somebody who is a dominant scorer as well. Like, she is the first one on the floor anytime there's a 50-50 ball. Just right there you saw she earned her team a jump ball. Now she's got the arrow going, you know, in Wheaton's direction. That's just a good play by her all around, and part of her game is how hard she works in that capacity.
Here comes Sadler trying to get on the scorer's board but couldn't hit that shot. Ball was knocked out of bounds. It'll stay over here with Millikin. Emily Schultz back into the game for Haley Tuhill. Sadler now in the corner, looking for someone to pass to. Oh! We had our monitor hit. Everything appears to be okay. A little tape knocked over. But we are a part of the game, Casey.
That's true. I saw Katie McDaniels give that little, like, oh, I'm sorry look after she did that. All is good, Glenn. No worries.
She's not sorry. She shouldn't be sorry.
It's true.
It's a good play to knock it away.
Part of Coach Madsen's defense is that, you know, that pressure around the perimeter, not allowing you to get into your offense by swinging the ball. And that was what Katie was doing there, is just trying to prevent the ball movement that, you know, allows easy post entries, getting the ball to your better players. It's really hard to run a fluid offense when you can't move the ball around the perimeter.
Schultz drive. They're looking for anything, but Myroth has the steal, running the break. Fades a little to her right on her layup and isn't able to finish. Had McDaniels there too on the left side.
Yeah, I think she was expecting maybe a little bit more contact. You saw her kind of run into the contact there, but didn't get as much as she wanted, and, you know, lost a little bit of focus, I think, on that layup.
Yeah, I think watching Jordan Myroth in the last game against Carroll, she had a couple more drives like that on her right side. It looks like she's mostly trying to draw the contact and then go away a little bit, anticipating more contact than happens. And it throws off her shot a little bit. If she just take it up strong, I mean, she's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
She'll finish everything.
And that's part of the development of a young player. I mean, like we said, she's a freshman. And you look at a player like Katie McDaniels, and what makes her so successful is she gets to the free throw line like 10 times a game. And very nice shot there. Under some pressure, bring the Vikings back within two. Not the Vikings, the Big Blue back within two. Sorry, thinking North Park.
That's all right. There's a lot of blue teams in this CCIW.
That's so true, especially with Carroll now.
No doubt about it. Bremhorst gets her on board, still can't finish. Out to Zeller. A wild hook shot there, couldn't get it to go. Possibly a heat check from that range. Curry will fire another three. Bit short. Meacham with the rebound. Ellie Zeller with the three, and it's good. Just as I said, she doesn't extend much to the three-point line. She will take a wide open one just like that, though.
And she'll make it, which is the dangerous part.
Oh, no. With Sadler here. Trying to get herself going. Can't find much space. Meacham playing good defense on her. Now Thornton on Curry. Sadler looking for space, throws a wild shot up that was partially blocked by Chantel Meacham.
That was really good defense by the team in white. There's just nothing easy there. They had to work for every pass they got, and then they look up and there's 7 seconds left in the shot clock.
Kelly Lawson fouled from behind by Rachel Weber. Not a bad foul, knowing that Rachel Weber Only 5'5" on Kelly Lawson. Not a good matchup for her, but she'll have to sit now with that first foul. Get a little extra rest probably at the end of the quarter.
Yeah. And the interesting thing will be now, does Wheaton try to go a quick hitter here? They put Devin Kyler in, maybe a little lob over the top, try to go 2 for 1 perhaps with a quick hitter here.
Ellie Zeller underneath. That's exactly what they do. 39 seconds left. 2 shots for Ellie Zeller.
Millikin foul on 22 Moses. Her first, team's third.
The other thing we hadn't seen so far in this game was Zeller's offhand, and you saw there her ability to go up strong from the left side and not just the right side.
Yeah, and more I'm realizing, and it's not just the ladies' game, even in the guys' game, some of what separates the best players from the not good players is, are you a threat with both hands? There's really something to, not only can you make a left-handed layup in layup lines, but can you go up strong with your left hand, with your offhand, and score through contact? And that's what Ellie and Katie are capable of, and that's why they're so good.
Devin Curry driving now to her left. Scoop shot. No good. Kelly Lawson running the break. Hounded by Millikin defenders. Now over to Zeller. Wide open. Nobody picked her up. Showed a little ball fake and put it up at the end.
So 2 for 1 turns into an easy one. Now they got to play a little bit of defense here. Ooh.
Foul on Kelly Lawson.
Yeah, that's a tough foul. Obviously, she didn't mean to do it, but gives Millikin the chance to set up. Not a good foul, certainly for someone like Kelly Lawson.
5.8 seconds, plenty of time for Millikin here. 3 seconds. Curry will fire. No good. Kyler will hold it. And that's the end of the first quarter. Started out very high scoring for both teams, back and forth. Wheaton able to pull ahead with 23 points over the Big Blue, who have 14. Some of our stat leaders in points for Millikin. Devin Curry has 7 early points. Cassie Summers 3. And then for Wheaton, see Ellie Zeller with 13 points in the first quarter. I didn't even realize it was that many.
It's 13 points in how many minutes? She played 6 minutes. Think about that one.
Well, another interesting thing was a couple games ago against Illinois Wesleyan, she only played 16 minutes and dropped 19 points. Her points per minute has to be crazy at this point. I haven't seen it, but it's got to be way over 1. It's got to be 1.5, something like. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean that's what she adds. And this is a team that, you know, played Hope to overtime at Hope without her. A team that was ranked without her, and now she's back. And the thing that this team needs to worry about is, can we do this consistently? I mean, can we get production from all of our players in the playoffs? And I hate to talk about that, but in the last couple of years, this has been a team that's expected to go to the Sweet 16, expected to go to the Elite 8, you know, expected to really make some noise in the national tournament, and has floundered early. And so, I mean, this is a team with the tools, for sure. And Ellie Zeller off the bench is deadly. And so we'll see how they do in the postseason.
Katie McDaniels had a mismatch on the taller Lauren Moses.
Yeah.
An offensive foul.
It was an illegal screen. She just kind of, I don't think she did it on purpose, but it looked like she sort of threw her shoulder. I believe it was into Katie McDaniels. She'll take a seat with 2 fouls now. That's one of Millikin's taller players on the bench. That'll increase Wheaton's advantage down low.
Into the game now, Michaela Gilbert for Moses. McDaniels with some isolation here. Chantel Meacham down to Kyler. Turns and fires, but fading a little bit too much. Unable to hit. Rachel Weber, the senior, bringing it down. Now over to Schultz, trying to find space on the left side. Finds Somers in the corner. She'll hit another one from the same spot as before.
That's a really, really good play by Schultz. She went to the basket like she was going to score. She was going, got the defenders to collapse, and saw that and kicked. And it's hard to drive with the intention of scoring and then have the presence of mind to kick, and that's exactly what she did.
Kelly Lawson shoots a 3, unable to hit. Kelly Lawson field goal percentage is up by about 10 points this year, though. Taking a lot better shots from what I've seen, is we've got a foul on Devin Kyler.
Yeah, and I mean, that's somebody who was an all-conference player in the CCIW last year, and now we're talking about even better. I mean, that's pretty good. They're going to get her on a body foul there, I think. Devin Kyler obviously doesn't agree, but the Zebras don't lie.
Michaela misses her first attempt. One more to come. Got a timeout from Kent Madsen. Just wants to get things a little settled down. Small 4-0 run here.
Yeah, I mean, this Millikin team's hanging around. 5 points is nothing to balk at King Arena against this very good Wheaton team. And this is a Millikin team that's got to turn it on if they're going to make the postseason. You've got 4-1, 4-1, and 4-1, I believe, in Augustana, Wheaton, and Illinois Wesleyan in the CCIW standings. Then after that, you've got a couple teams at 3-2, and then you've got the bottom feeders at 1-4. And so if those 3-2 teams beat up on each other and Millikin can pick up a couple big wins, this one included, they're not out of the picture. It's a tough road, but it's not an impossible road. And a win here at King Arena for them would be huge. They're pretty much playing for their season every game at this point. And so, I mean, that's what Coach, I believe it's Uran's, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but that's what she's preaching to these girls is, hey, if you want to keep playing, now's the time. Karanj? I don't
know. Rebound by McDaniels, bringing it up the floor now. Didn't have anyone. She'll set it up on the right side. Over to Meacham. Meacham just 1 attempt so far. Again, just 5 field goals made from the three-point line behind the record. But can't find too many open shots as Weber will bring it forward. Another miss from the big blue, puts it back up. Dansdale comes out with the board and she is fouled.
That's a good rebound there by Michaela Gilbert. That shot right there that you just saw at the beginning of that replay, she's just fading away. If she jumps into the rim there, that's an easy call for the official. That's a foul on Maggie Dansdale in 2 shots. She faded away, and you know, the result is Maggie Dansdale's really strong with the ball, and then she gets fouled. And that's the difference, you know, between some of the games that Wheaton wins is they just do the little things really well.
Katie McDaniels on the right wing will fire a 3, and she'll hit it. Rattles in. A good distance behind the three-point line as well. Schultz likes that left hand, left side. Finishes with the right, though.
A nice move by Schultz, good and strong. You want to talk about going to the basket. Emily Schultz just put on a clinic.
That's exactly how to do it, using your body to get in between the defender. McDaniels on the back cut behind Sadler and puts it in. That's a play we see time and time again from Coach Madsen. With game number 44, Birdsell almost lost that ball. Schultz will take a jumper. No good, but Birdsell fighting. Couldn't grab it. Into the game, we have Jordan Myroff and Ellie Zeller for Kelly Lawson and Maggie Dansdale. Continuing to road in players. 9 players deep now for Coach Madsen. So early in this game.
Yeah, and then they're capable of going deeper. I mean, we've seen that bench go 11 people deep, no sweat. I mean, you're talking about CCIW caliber talent. 12, 13 girls into that bench. That's dangerous. There's not a lot of teams that can say that.
Chantel Meacham has a wide open 3 in the zone. And it won't go down. Unbelievable hit every part of that rim. Somers ahead. She'll fire a 3 from the corner, rather. Sadler with the offensive board to Schultz over Kyler and rolls over the front of the rim.
Really good pass there by Yanni Sadler. Really good vision down low.
Jordan Myroff up top, looking for a back cut somewhere. Gets it down to Devin Kyler. Skip to Meacham. She'll shoot the 3. No good. 0 for 3 from the three-point line on the day. Here's Somers. Thought about the 3 for a second, decided not to. Sadler finally gets into the lane and gets her first bucket of the night.
Sadler's someone that they'd love to get going. She's leading them in points, 16-something on the season. She's going to need to get a lot more of those kinds of looks in the lane so that she can get rolling and get this team on her back.
McDaniels fires another three, no good. Tries to save it and does. Zeller has it. And we've got a jump ball called. Be Millikin's way. But you talk about trying to get Sadler going, and she'll take a rest to bring in Haley Toohill and Devin Curry.
If you're the Big Blue, you're not mad at this at all. Your leading scorer has scored 2 points in this game, and you're down 4 at King Arena. Fine, go into halftime like that. That's what you're thinking if you're the Big Blue. If you're Wheaton, you've got to find a way to stop them from scoring. They're on pace for probably 60 points right now. That's more than you want them to score. Now, a really good take by Schultz again. This is more of a game than the Thunder would like.
Hooked out about it halfway through the second quarter, 5 minutes, 11 seconds. We've got ourselves a very competitive ball game at this point. Certainly nothing to sniff at if you're the Wheaton Thunder. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another timeout quick. You want to save them, but this is a very close game, and another easy layup missed by Katie McDaniels.
Chance to take the lead here for the Big Blue.
Curry. It's Ellie Zeller down. Rachel Weber commanding her team. Schultz hit in the face briefly. Looks like she got grazed in the eye. Sadler back into the game now for the senior Rachel Weber. And just a quick talk from Coach Cairns to Sadler, telling her, hey, you're our best player. We're in this game. It's time for you to go do what you do.
Yeah, and get her legs some rest. I mean, she's someone who's probably played a lot of minutes this season. Get her some time, really give her, she's looking for a 4 or 5 minute burst here out of Sadler.
Ball over to Curry, driving left, now to Schultz. She fires a deep 2, bounces around, doesn't go in. Maggie Dansdale coming the other way. Leading this break out to Kelly Thornton, proven 3-point shooter, and she'll hit it. She struggled in her last game, but in her first attempt, it goes down.
This team, this Wheaton Thunder team is just so deadly from beyond the arc. And I mean, really, it's becoming a Wheaton staple as the guys' team are good from behind the arc too. This is not a place where you want the team in white shooting from behind the arc. And especially her. I mean, she has been so good this year.
And how about it when you see Maggie Dansdale running that break and then finding a wide open shooter as she will take it. Couldn't quite get it. Now Sadler's going down. Has Kelly Thornton one-on-one, decides to pull it out. Over to Birdsell. No good. Birdsell, a native of Lisle, Illinois, not too far from here.
I would have liked to see Sadler take that one to the basket.
I agree. Kelly Thornton trying to take it to the rim. And we've got a foul. They're on Zeller or Berg here. So see just a little too much on it from Thornton. And then Zeller with that aggressiveness that you're talking about, but they call it on Berg.
Yeah, Berg got her with hands to the face. I mean, if this was football, I think that's, what, a 5-yard penalty?
Automatic first down, too.
That's a tough call. Don't want hands to the face.
Schultz taking it strong again. Really forcing the issue.
I'm a big fan of the way Schultz is playing this game. I mean, that's just Ellie Zeller is a good defender. And she got her turned around there. That's not an easy thing to do. Schultz playing very well.
Schultz taking it into the teeth of the defense, certainly. Sadler has Curry on the outside, who will pop. No good.
Yeah.
This Millikin team really has changed their game plan from last year. Last year they were centered around Alyssa Saklak, who was their center, and all CCIW, 17 points per game. And from players like Schultz, Curry, I don't even remember Sadler last year, honestly. Players that didn't see as much scoring because Saklak, the offense was completely run through her.
Yeah.
And now it's all an outside scoring setup as Berg will put it back up and get fouled.
Yeah, I mean, Wheaton's a team that's pretty balanced, but they love to shoot the three. And right now, the Big Blue are matching them shot for shot. Both have taken 8 threes. And so you're right. Last year, Millikin was feed the ball down low, go inside out, try to get the team to sink in on Sacklock and then kick and do whatever you can or have Sacklock just go with it. But that's not the plan this year. The plan this year is get the ball to Schultz, get the ball to Sadler, and have them drive and kick, and they've been really good at that with Curry out there. She's taking confident shots. This is a new kind of team, like what you said, but they're executing well.
This Wheaton side, who leads the CCIW in field goal percentage so far this year at 45%, just shooting 34% in this first half so far, as Berg will take that steal away. Ellie Zeller thought about the three for a second. Schultz not really extending on her much. Zeller will fire this three. No good. Schultz with the board. She'll run the break over to number 21, Shannon Probst. We have a foul. I believe it's on Ellie Zeller.
The crowd doesn't like it. You can see her. She just gets her hand in there. It looks like all ball. From the angle that referee had, can't really tell. So, it's a tough call to make. A lot of the times, honestly, the fans are in a better position to make a call than the ref, because the ref is right on the floor. People run in front of you. You can't really see. So, that's a call that you have to expect simply because of the reach-in, although it wasn't probably a foul. Ellie Zeller's going to sit down with 2, unfortunately.
Devin Curry hits the first of 2, trying to cut the Wheaton lead to 4 now with the shot.
Devin Curry sounds way too much like Stephen Curry.
You're not wrong. And just like Stephen Curry hits the second free throw.
Wonder how many times she's gotten that.
You're probably not the first.
Yeah. Won't be the last.
Kelly Thornton thought about the 3, had Berg for a moment, but couldn't get it to her. And you saw Devin Curry there wrap around Kelly Lawson. That's an easy call underneath. And as we're in the bonus, Kelly Lawson will go to the line. It's her first free throw. I know as Coach Madsen, you have a limited number of timeouts, but what would you think of, well, she didn't make it, but if she would have made it, calling a timeout, maybe your next possible chance, trying to organize and then possibly go on a run for the last minute 50.
Yeah, I think this is a big 2 minutes right here. Millikin's looking to cut this to 2 or 3 by halftime. I would be happy with that if I was Millikin. That's huge. That's
big time shot.
That is clutch.
From Sadler. Not known for three-point shooting at all, but just steps up to the plate, makes Coach Cairns proud.
Yeah, right now the Big Blue out shooting the Thunder 4 for 9 as opposed to 3 for 9 for the Thunder. Not something that the Thunder are used to.
Jill Berg gets behind on the seal and puts it down.
If you're the Big Blue right now, you're looking for a layup. Don't force anything. Take some clock. Get a good shot.
Ball to Schultz. She'll drive left, take a step-up jumper. No good. Not quite the shot you were talking about there, contested, even though Schultz is a proven scorer.
I like that Schultz took it. At the very least, I like that Schultz was the one who took that shot.
Wheaton has another chance to work the 2 for 1 if they want. Lawson will shoot, and she'll hit.
That is deadly. Her shot is so quick and so good. It's really hard to guard her when she's running those flare plays to the short corner.
Curry holding on the left side, finds Somers. Now pass down to Sadler, wide open. And that looked like a play out of Coach Madsen's book right there.
I was about to say the same thing. You see Katie, how many times a game do you see Katie McDaniels run that?
15 seconds left in this first half. Oh, we see a steal by number 21, Shannon Probst, who gets it up to Curry, running the break on her own. Unable to finish. 5 seconds left. Katie McDaniels is fouled and will get free throws. A huge foul.
A silly foul. You are 70 feet from the basket. Katie McDaniels is fast, but the chances that she gets to the other side with defense in 2.7 seconds, I mean, you got to take that chance. You can't send Katie McDaniels, who's one of the leaders on this team from the free throw line, for 2 easy points. That's not what the Big Blue were looking for. McDaniels is going to capitalize here, and they're going to go into halftime with at least a 5-point lead, which, again, isn't terrible for the Big Blue. But like I said, they were looking for 2 or 3. Wheaton did a good job holding them off.
And she will make the second. So it is a 6-point lead for Wheaton with 1 second left. Sadler will fire. And had a little too much mustard on it. So at the end of the first half, it's Wheaton 39 and Millikin 33. Millikin really coming out with a lot of energy, especially on defense is what I saw.
Yeah, defensively, I think they played great. I mean, holding Wheaton's on pace for about 80 points in this game. Wheaton's a high-powered offense, so I think they did a good job keeping Wheaton there and also keeping pace with them offensively. 33-39 is not a bad score if you're the Big Blue at King Arena.
Not a very balanced scoring effort from the Wheaton side so far. 13 points for Katie McDaniels and then 13 also for Ellie Zeller. And on the other side with Millikin, you see 9 points with Devin Curry. Emily Schultz has 8. Cassie Summers 6. So a lot more teamwork, a lot more movement on that Millikin side. We'll join you back here in about 14 minutes to give you this game. For Casey Millikin, I'm Andrew Pitkin.
I stepped onto campus for the first time, one thing I couldn't help but notice was how numerous the roles were here that contributed to the success of this special place. Asking the question of what service means at Wheaton College yields no straightforward answer. Service at Wheaton is dynamic. Service at Wheaton means something unique and different to every person in every role on this beautiful campus we all call home.
I serve by using my God-given talents to glorify Christ, pushing my body on the soccer field and my mind in the classroom.
This year I served by welcoming the new students to Wheaton College. We want them to know that we care about them, and we want them to live well when they're at Wheaton.
I serve Wheaton College by making sure students' living conditions are well kept and encourage a positive atmosphere within the dorm.
I serve by maintaining a safe and orderly environment here at Wheaton College and caring for this awesome community.
Service for me means leading students in developing their minds and teaching them to communicate effectively in the world today.
I serve in Young Life, which is a ministry based completely on relationship. My desire is to walk alongside high school kids to reveal to them the goodness of life that is possible only through Jesus Christ.
Service to me is providing guidance and a listening ear to ensure that students have an enjoyable entry here into Wheaton's community.
I serve by representing the student body of Wheaton College and making decisions that will benefit a diverse community.
Hey y'all, I serve by ensuring Wheaton College is fed and well nourished so that they're ready to take on their studies and other activities.
Service to me means challenging 120 young men every year to become everything God wanted them to be, to excel in the classroom, and to become the best football player they possibly could be out here every Saturday afternoon.
Для меня служение – это учеба в другой стране и жизнью в другой культуре, с новыми друзьями как всю жизнь.
Service for me is making sure Wheaton College is always looking at its best.
I serve by doing what a president can do to nurture the spiritual vitality and maintain the theological orthodoxy and promote the academic excellence of Wheaton College.
Service for me is getting involved with ministries here at Wheaton that are designed to reach out to the community here in the Chicago area.
I serve
for Christ and His kingdom.
Say come. are back for our 65 reunion.
Class of 1955.
Class years 1965
and 1985.
85.
Diane and I were roommates our sophomore year.
I sang in the men's glee club my freshman year.
I was in the first ROTC class that was commissioned in June 6th of 1955.
It's very interesting just chatting with any classmate, how quickly you come up with a connection, either someone that you know, and then just to review memories. I think that's one of the fun things about being here now, and that we didn't know back then. Right, classmates.
We were in each other's wedding.
Yeah, we were in each other's wedding.
I waited 3 weeks after graduation to get married. What did you? How long?
The next year.
Yeah. I remember when I was in chapel when Dr. Edmund had his detached retinas. He was the president, and he had bilateral detached retinas, and he had to have his both eyes covered for a month. So after being, blinded for a month with these patches, he came, and it was one of the first days he had these patches off, and he preached on a verse in Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 61. It basically went, "Never doubt in the darkness what God has shown you in the light." And it was such a dramatic thing given what he had come from. And so that's one of the chapel memories, among others, But that's one that I think about often.
I look back, I'm sure you do, grateful for our time here. And grateful for the friends we've made and the contacts, and now to get their stories. It's always such an encouragement, isn't it?
Yeah, for us, Wheaton is a big family, and we belong to it, and that's really special.
Welcome back to King Arena. I'm Andrew Pitkin alongside Casey Millikin, bringing you this matchup in the CCIW women's basketball of Wheaton College against Millikin University. So far the score, 39 Wheaton, 33 the Big Blue. And the big story so far was that second quarter where Wheaton dropped off. They were shooting 43% in the first quarter, down to 30%. And then the second quarter, the Big Blue shot 39%.
Yeah, and you have to wonder what that's about. I mean, this isn't a team that's a 30% from two team in white. So is it the Big Blue figuring them out, playing better defense? Is it just a lack of focus on playing a team that you think you're better than? But whatever it is, Coach Madsen had to make the adjustment at halftime. If he didn't, if this continues with their shooting 30%, this is going to be a close game, much closer than Wheaton wants it to be. This is a game that Wheaton honestly should win by anywhere from 12 to 20 points. Right now they're winning by 6. So if you're Millikin, you're super happy. If you're Coach Curran's, you're very happy. If you're Wheaton, you're a little worried.
Chantel Meacham set to get us started in this second half. Throws to Katie McDaniels and we're underway. Chantel Meacham, still no three-point field goals in this game, just 5 behind the record. She drives to her right. She'll pop a 3 from there, and she'll hit. Gets started early. She has 202 career field goals made from behind the three-point line now. Just her first points of the game, first field goal of the game. Devin Curry had A three. Rebounded by Moses, but couldn't finish, and she'll go to the line.
Interesting, Coach Madsen talking about adjustments he's making at halftime. He'll sit Dansdale and Lawson, who started this game, and he'll bring in Meyerhoff and Zeller to start the second half. Maybe a defensive change, maybe because Zeller is just absolutely on fire. But I mean, either way, that's the advantage of having a team as deep as this, as you can mix it up.
Yeah, I think if anything, the story for Ellie Zeller so far in this game was first quarter offense, second quarter defense. Because in the second quarter, she didn't score at all. She had 13 in the first quarter, which is insane in itself. It's pass low to Devin Kyler. She'll go easy with the left-handed flip.
That was a really good move by Devin to have the presence of mind to know she had to go out with her left hand, use her body, separate from the defender. Really good take by the big girl.
Moses trying to find space, was triple teamed, and we've got a jump ball. This will stay with Millikin since Wheaton just threw it in 55 seconds ago. When I watch this team, Casey, what I really see is Rachel Weber driving into the paint and creating shots and drives for Schultz, Curry, and Sadler. It seems Rachel Weber, the senior, and the lone senior, is the one who's really orchestrating this offense, which last year it was so inside-centered. Schultz will fire a three, and she'll hit it. Emily Schultz with a rare three-pointer so far on the year. It's just 2 of 7 now.
Yeah, I mean, just as you were talking about Weber being the orchestrator, she orchestrated. I think you hit the nail on the head, Andrew. She is the glue that makes this team, stay together. She is, the oil to the machine, whatever analogy you want to use. And she's being very effective in this game.
Doesn't do anything too fancy, just averages 6 a game as far as points go. And with assists, she's got 46 so far on the year. Clearly her strength. We see a travel from Moses.
And you know what I like about her? While we're talking about Rachel Weber, here's what I like about her. You look at her stat line, you see no points. You see 2 fouls because she's played, 16 of the 20 minutes. You see 7 rebounds. She is 5'5", and you see 3 assists. That is a player I want on my team.
Kelly Lawson fires a 3, hand in her face, couldn't do anything with it. Schultz double, gets out of it, finds Weber. Sadler up the floor, has some space on Meacham, kicks to Moses, now to Schultz. Tries going left, Zeller meets her. Rachel Weber trying to find her stars. Sadler into the lane, off the backboard. Second time we've seen that high floater off the backboard. And with as small as Sadler is, that's a huge shot for her to have in her arsenal. Zeller going to her right, bumps and finishes. Very strong move. First field goal since the first quarter. Devin Curry coming on the curl. Rachel Weber drives to kick. Moses skip pass. Devin Curry thought about the shot, now goes left, tries to finish right, but not enough power. Another interesting thing about this Wheaton team is just the fact that anyone can run the break.
Yeah.
As Lawson doesn't get picked up, dribbles up.
Yeah. And it's just so deadly. I mean, even Devin Kyler can do it. And it's just so many mismatch nightmares when you talk about guarding this Wheaton team. Katie McDaniels can do everything. Chantel Meacham can do pretty much everything. Katie Lawson can do everything. I mean, it's impossible.
Devin Curry with a big 3. Looks like Wheaton might run away with it. Devin Curry silences the crowd. 48-43 now for the Thunder. We've got a travel on Ellie Zeller. We'll look at it again.
She did move that right foot a little bit before she went. I think that's a good call. I didn't when he called it. But upon looking at the replay, I think he made the right call. It'll be big blue ball here with 6:30 left. Down 6, chance to cut the lead.
Schultz kind of forced one up early in the shot clock. Katie McDaniels is driving quickly, fakes out. Rachel Weber with the low stuff on Katie McDaniels. Not easy to get.
No, without fouling, that's very tough to do, especially as much as Katie goes into people with her body. it's really hard to just get ball, and Rachel Weber did a very good job of not fouling there.
Well, McDaniels even had a player in the corner tried to use that ball fake to get Rachel Weber off her feet, but it didn't work. Lawson shoots another three, no good. Now Meacham, McDaniels wide open, will shoot the three, and it's good over Michaela Gilbert. Little anything you can do, I can do better. Brewing here. Millikin offense getting a little more stagnant now. Schultz will fire another three. No good that time. We've got a foul. It's going to go on Kelly Lawson, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I like what you said, though, in your call when you said they're getting stagnant. That's exactly what's happening. Schultz is shooting quick shots, rush shots, and they're not moving as much as they were. You talked about that at the end of the first half. That was the key to their success, and they've got to continue to do that. Work through Rachel Weber.
Sadler on the drive. Finds that little pocket. Again, kind of a low pocket that she jumps under the arms of the taller Wheaton players. That's a move you don't see very often.
She's got bounce. That girl floats. When she jumps, she floats for a while, and that's why you don't see it, because not a lot of people can jump from as far out and stay in the air that long.
Some great high-low passing from Dansdale to Bremhorst. Bremhorst unable to finish. Katie McDaniels fouled on the offensive board. Into the game, we have Haley Toohill, Beefer Sadler, and Moses will check back into the game for Gilbert. Got another foul underneath. Rachel Weber calling her team in to reorganize themselves to make sure they know what they're doing. That's two quick fouls right away. Katie McDaniels driving to her left. Gets it down to Mel Bremhorst. Didn't find it. Moses with the board. Now Rachel Weber forcing the issue. Finds a pass to Toohill. Now to Moses. Finds Schultz. Schultz drives, and she is fouled. He's got it. It appears the referee is going to call it on the floor. No, they say it's two shots. That was a foul on Maggie Dansdale. Her second foul. Good amount of personal fouls being accumulated by the Wheaton side.
Something to watch for sure. I mean, especially in a game that's not, quite as separated as they would like it to be. If they get some of those big players in foul trouble, that could be key for the Big Blue hanging in this game. All they have to do is hang in there. Anything in the last 5 minutes of a basketball game, I don't care where you're playing, anything can happen. The home court advantage helps, obviously, in a game, but in my opinion, the last 5 minutes, it's just, it's who the basketball gods smile on. And if you let a team like this hang around, they can beat you.
Devin Kyler and Jill Berg just checked in for Kelly Lawson and Mel Bremhorst. Skip pass to McDaniels, uses her drive. Schultz met her. Chantel Meacham still looking for some open shots. The skip to McDaniels, they'll let her shoot it. Couldn't find it, and Schultz has the board. Here comes Cassie Summers up with it. Schultz driving left on the bigger Kyler. And a great block. I really thought Schultz was going to be able to get that shot up, but just the length of the Wheaton defense got to her. Chantel Meacham still has a lid on that rim. Just 1 of 5 tonight from the three-point line.
Yeah, and that's what the Millikin Big Blue have got to do a really good job of. I like this move by Coach Carons to switch it from man to zone to man, keep the Thunder on their toes. But when you're in a zone, you've got to box out. You have to be very intentional because you don't have somebody that's obviously someone to box out. They've gone back into their man here, it looks like. But when you're in a 2-3 zone, you've got to find somebody to box out, and that's why the Thunder got those 2 points, is because they didn't box out effectively.
Great take by Katie McDaniels. Devin Curry and Birdsell into the game as Schultz and Toohill will take a break for the Big Blue. Summers open, and she'll fire and hits. She's had nothing but a great game from behind the three-point line. Cassie Summers, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. A big lift for this side. Doesn't often score too much for the Big Blue. Only averaging 6.9 points per game. Really giving them a huge lift so far in this one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you love to see if you're a coach, somebody who's a gamer, who can show up when the lights are on. And this is a lights-on game. This is a game that you need to win. This is a huge. If the Big Blue win this game, it's a huge win for their morale, for their schedule, for their standings in the CCIW conference, and they've done a good job here so far.
She also has one of the purest shots that I think I've ever seen. Just, takes her foot over to the side, has her routine, and then it is a high arcer that does not hit much rim on the way down.
Yeah, and something that a lot of, especially young players, don't know is you can fit that basketball rim is big enough for 2 full men's-sized basketballs. So girls definitely can get 2 in there. If you get enough arc on that ball, that increases just mathematically increases the probability of your shot going in. And so when you see players with high arc, that's what they're doing. They're making the best use of those odds. Get that ball up, and that's why those players with the flat shots, you don't see them have a lot of success.
Coach Madsen with that timeout, and myself just looking up, realizing Wheaton's only up by 3 points. Doesn't quite feel like it, but Millikin hanging in this game extremely well and will not go away. Kelly Thornton open for 3 in the corner. It rattles around. 3-point percentage overall for Wheaton tonight, not too great.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, Millikin's gone into the zone. I don't think Wheaton was expecting that because Wheaton's good from the 3-point line. They're kind of daring him to beat him from out there.
Summers hits a 3, and we've got ourselves a tie game. Big Blue bench going crazy over there. 2:50 left in this third quarter, and we're all knotted at 53.
Wheaton's got to be patient here. They've got to get the ball in their playmakers' hands. They've got to get into that zone and kick.
Millikin switching back to a 2-3 zone, as you said. Katie McDaniels passes to Kyler, easy jumper. And that shot really has been there almost every possession. I just think the Wheaton Thunder need to look for that a little bit more.
And that was really good discipline by the Thunder. They could have gotten rattled there. They got the ball to Katie. She got in there, dished it. That was great offense. Now they need to stop.
Cassie Summers thought about it. She is 4 of 5 from 3 on the game.
Feeling it.
Devin Curry tripped up by Chantel Meacham. You can tell by the look, didn't mean to do it, but just got her foot out there a little bit too much. Got to move your feet a little bit more there if you're Wheaton.
So a little bit of the implications of this game here. The Wheaton Thunder sitting atop the conference, tied with Augustana and Illinois Wesleyan. Both of those teams currently playing are up big on their respective opponents, so they will move to 5-1. Wheaton here 4-1. If they lose, Elmhurst plays North Park. Elmhurst is 3-2. If Wheaton loses, that makes them 4-2. They move into a tie for second place with Elmhurst at 3-2, and then end up fighting for that bottom spot in the conference. Not a place they thought they'd be. So this is a big game for both teams. If Millikin can win, they're right back in it. If Wheaton wins, they're in a battle for the bottom of the playoff spot, and that's not where they want to be.
Kelly Thornton fires a 3, but the tall Jill Berger grabbed that board. Out to Meacham. Now to Thornton again. Meacham fires a 3, and she'll hit it. Much needed for Wheaton and Coach Madsen as he'll take a quick 30 just to refocus his team. Minute 45 left in this quarter.
Yeah, I mean, who knew we signed up to call a boxing match? I mean, we're seeing right hook after right hook. You see Somers, she's 4 for 5, dropping 3s from everywhere. See Chantel Meacham finally taking, as you said, that lid off the rim. She finally connects, get 3 more points on the board for her. But again, this is a tight game. I don't think anybody expected this game to be this close. Looking around the conference and seeing the matchups, you kind of thought, well, Wheaton's going to win, Illinois Wesleyan's going to win, Augustana's going to win, and those other 2 teams are winning pretty convincingly. This is a bottom feeder in Millikin, and they're really giving it. They're giving Wheaton all they can handle.
Yeah, really no easy games, as you said earlier, in the CCIW for women's basketball. One interesting thing just to look at is the Big Blue are shooting 57% from 3, while Wheaton just 32%. I'm kind of surprised it's even that high for Wheaton with as many misses as we've seen tonight.
Wheaton hoping the law of averages comes into effect here and both teams start to shoot kind of at where they're at.
Summers passes to the corner and finds Gilbert, who will drive right. She is fouled.
I think they're going to call that on Berg on a body foul because I think her hands were up. We'll take a look here. Maybe that hand check. They're really picky on getting those hands. That's a point of emphasis this year in men and women's, is get your hands off of the offensive player. And I think that's what she got called on. They gave her the continuation. She's got to be very careful to keep her hands up, especially as this game stays close. That's going to be something that could be the difference in the game.
Last game, Caleb and I saw a perimeter armbar called quite a bit. And in this game, it's the hands.
Both teams shooting very well from the free throw line. 80 for Wheaton, 92.3. That'll go down now as Millikin is 12 for 14 from the line on the night.
Of course, Millikin, the best CCIW free throw shooting team, 78% so far this year. Jill Berg comes up big with that and one layup.
That was beautiful basketball. Watch this. I mean, you have the ball on the perimeter, you get it inside, find the open man. I mean, that's just taking advantage of a little. Millikin really wasn't even out of position by that much. But Devin Kyler, again, one of her biggest strengths, besides obviously the fact she's like 6'2", besides that, she's a very good passer. And if she can just build those other skills around that, be dominant on the boards, be good down low as she's becoming, she's a real weapon.
When you're as tall as Wheaton is, that high-low passing game for your bigs is so huge.
Yeah.
Birdsell now over to Sadler. Out to Devin Curry, who will shoot a three. She'll hit it. Ice in her veins from deep.
Millikin putting on a show from deep tonight.
Ellie Zeller finds Devin Kyler for the shot. Tries to get the roll. Now Sadler coming the other way, has Somers in the corner. Is rejected by Devin Kyler, just met at the summit. And Katie McDaniels will get that one out of the middle, and now the Big Blue do not have a shot clock. The shot clock is turned off. They may look for the last shot here. Schultz has the ball working on the taller Kyler. Sadler out to Devin Curry. She wants it again, and she'll hit! Millikin up 62-61. 1 second left in the quarter. Lawson will fire, and it's no good. The Big Blue have come to play, Casey Millikin.
Their first lead of the game, and what a time to have it. They have not led the entire game. Wheaton scored first and has held that lead, and now Curry shooting the lights out in the third quarter. And, I mean, we've come to hear that name say that. And I know that's not a new joke, but wow.
So much for the law of averages. As soon as you said that, they just made 2 more threes. We got 62.5% now for the Big Blue from deep, which is unheard of for a field goal percentage. I mean, partially because of how many shots you would take from field goal range and all that type of stuff.
The Wheaton men aren't even shooting that from the free throw line.
Wow. Unbelievable stuff. Let's look at some of the scoring, as a lot has changed over that third quarter. Devin Curry has 20 points in this game, making her presence heard. Emily Schultz still at 13. Cassie Summers with 12. And as for the Wheaton side, Ellie Zeller still so high up from that 13-point first quarter. Katie McDaniels 18, Ellie Zeller 15. The rest of this Wheaton team really needs to pick it up. Players like Meacham, Kyler, Lawson, even Thornton had a couple threes that she maybe could have hit, even though they were a little under pressure. It's not on McDaniels and Zeller in this case.
And now that I'm looking at it, foul trouble. I mean, you got Myroth with 3, Dansdale with 2, Lawson with 2, and maybe that's why they didn't even start. They haven't been playing many minutes in the second half. In this fourth quarter, Coach Madsen has his full arsenal to work with now, so we'll see what happens. But Millikin is not playing around.
Devin Curry, maybe a heat check, kind of quick release there, but why not after a quarter like that?
Oh, yeah.
Wheaton really pushing now. Out to Meacham. Over to Katie McDaniels. Chantel Meacham hits the three. That's a big one. They've missed her all game. That's her third of the game. Puts her at 204. 2 3-point field goals behind the all-time career 3-point field goals made Wheaton record. And now Wheaton really turning it up on defense. As you see, Schultz had nowhere to go. Throws up a wild shot into the body of Kyler.
Yeah, I have a feeling Coach Madsen probably had some words there at the end of that third quarter.
Katie McDaniels taking it to him. Looked pretty easy there. 4-point deficit the Big Blue are facing now. Devin Curry looking for space. Not a lot of screening from Millikin at this point. Just looking for anything they can find now that's open. Katie McDaniels hits it away. It's tipped. Shot clock did not reset because of the tip. Cassie Summers has to hurt her field goal, 3-point percentage rather, on that shot. And now Wheaton has the ball again with a chance to make this a 3-possession game.
Back and forth, back and forth. The Big Blue come out again in that 2-3 zone, just daring Wheaton to beat them from outside.
Even though the Big Blue have shot crazy from 3 so far, as Kelly Lawson knocks it out of bounds. I would not be surprised to see Millikin come and fight back.
Yeah, and I would like to see Katie McDaniels take that ball to the paint. She's a good shooter, and she can do that, but at this point in the game, I think you've got to get into that zone.
Now Kelly Lawson running up quickly past Sadler. Has the easy lay-in. Wheaton up 6 with 8 minutes left in this game.
Millikin needs a bucket here. It's getting away from them. They need a bucket and then a stop.
Rachel Weber always driving to the middle of the lane, looking to pass. You see her head pick up so quickly. Kelly Lawson on Schultz like glue. Might have gotten away with a travel. Nonetheless, it's 2 points.
It's a big bucket there for the Big Blue. Now they need a big stop.
Still in this 2-3 zone, as you said. Big-to-big passing to Dansdale. He's got a foul. Was that on the rebound or the shot? It appears it's going to be
Looks like
2 shots.
Yep.
And call seemed a little late to me for it to be 2 shots.
I agree. But I mean, that's what Wheaton should be doing every time. In my mind, Wheaton is insane. If when they go to that 2-3 zone, you're not sending Devin Kyler to the free throw line. I put Berg or Zeller in the game, or have Lawson cut like she just did, or Dansdale or somebody. Get somebody who can score consistently, cutting from that outside. That's open every single time. And until they cover that, that's an easy 2 points. And I mean, leave your pride at the door in a game like this. Yeah, they're leaving you wide open at the 3-point line, but they're also leaving you wide open at the block.
Devin Curry over to Schultz. Schultz will pass it up to Summers. Summers has been closely guarded by Katie McDaniels in this quarter. Can't find any space so far. And it's not that Millikin's not moving, it's just Wheaton is moving quicker, I think. Yeah, Curry will fire. Ill-advised shot.
Wheaton's depth perhaps coming into play here in this fourth quarter. Run high-low. I think you do this every single time.
And they try to go to it. Katie McDaniels has the floater, rolls around and can't go in. Myroff fighting. That arrow would keep it with the Thunder. Huge hustle from your freshman, Jordan Myroff.
Yeah, I mean, she's earned her minutes, like right there. I mean, that's an Ellie Zeller kind of hustle play. She's embodying the best of Wheaton College in a lot of what she does.
Great steal by Kyler. Puts in the 2 points. Now we're looking at an 8-point lead for the Thunder on the Big Blue. Devin Kyler picks the pocket. Katie McDaniels will pick it up. She'll take it up with the left hand. Couldn't finish. Great defense by Schultz. It's It's not often you see McDaniels missing a shot like that, as Schultz will now take it in the lane, and she is fouled by Devin Kyler. Devin Kyler just not in good enough defensive position to avoid that call, I think.
Yeah, you play defense with your feet, and she didn't. And a lot of people, especially the ones rooting for Wheaton, are going to say, well, Schultz was out of control. Why are you calling that foul? She fell over. There wasn't a lot of contact. She was begging for a foul. That's the argument against that call. The argument for that call is, yes, that's right, but Kyler was lazy. Kyler didn't get in her way. She didn't play good defense and deserves to be penalized. And for that, and as unfortunate as that is for the Wheaton Thunder, that's a good learning point for Kyler. If you don't want to foul, get out of the way, because she was trying not to foul. Get out of the way or get in her way. Take a charge or, do something, but you can't just clip her with your leg like that.
Chantel Meacham will fire a three. Couldn't hit it. It will be a fight for the ball between McDaniels. Now Sadler has it, and Lawson tie-up will send it the way of the Big Blue with a huge possession now. The chance to cut it to one possession, Casey.
I love this game. There are so many bodies on the floor. There's so much hustle going on in this game right now. This is the way basketball was meant to be played.
And you talk about a player like Rachel Weber, possibly the biggest hustle player on this court, going at it with Katie McDaniels there, and somewhat wins the battle as she forced Katie McDaniels to make an interesting pass.
Yeah.
Sadler driving to her left on McDaniels, and we've got another foul call in the lane.
I think that's a good call too. I mean, you can watch the replay here. Perhaps Katie was there. She moved her feet. She got there, but she didn't beat her to the spot. She didn't have her body square. She was running alongside her. And when a good player drives like that and is going to the basket, if she gets your shoulder, that's a foul. You've got to square your body up. See this? She gets her shoulder there. If Katie beats her to the spot and can square up to her, that's not a foul.
I agree with that. Moses finds Joe Weber. Now the steal, turnover. Katie McDaniels running quickly, pulls it out, finds Lawson. Now Myroth up with the left hand, and it's good. 8 points, 5 minutes to go. Big Blue need to find something here. Devin Curry wants to drive left, waits for the clear out. She'll go. A little out of control, maybe a little fatigue there as well.
Yeah.
As you're talking about how Millikin is not quite as deep as Wheaton College. Kelly Lawson wide open, passes back to McDaniel. She has an open three. She'll hit it. And that makes it really tough on Coach Cairns now.
Yeah.
Had to take that timeout. You're down 11. If you're going to do it, you're going to come back now.
Yeah. It's got to start right now. You're absolutely right. And I think if for no other reason, that timeout was good, because at this point, if you're Coach Cairns or Carons, I'm sorry, I don't know. If you're the coach of the Big Blue, you know it's got to happen right now. And so you've got to get your best 5 to 6 players on the floor at all times. And like what you said, fatigue is setting in for the Big Blue. What does fatigue do? It makes you take poor shots because you're tired. Sometimes you're like, well, I don't want to drive to the lane because I got to play good defense next time. I have a good enough shot right here. I'll take it. Or, you don't play as good a defense. You make dumb fouls. Those are the things that happen when you're tired. We just saw a little bit of a fatigue possession offensively. I think Coach Carons probably saw that. And so she's saying, well, let's rest because we got 4 minutes and 33 seconds of everything we've got if we're going to win this game. So I think that was a good timeout.
Certainly a good timeout, a full timeout taken as we're about to come back to action. Katie McDaniel's now up to 23 points in this game. And over for Millikin, Devin Curry still with 20 points, but just not a lot of scoring so far in this quarter at all. Just 4 points for Millikin. That's a 15-4 run. 16-4 run. Katie McDaniel's anticipating that pass all the way. Millikin's been running that skip pass to Summers in the corner the entire game. McDaniel's just now sniffing it out.
I like the effort she put forward on that. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for her to steal that ball, but just disrupt the offense there was, I think, a good idea, because they're coming out of a timeout. They probably have a play drawn up. Now they got to kind of call a play from the sidelines from a different point. Really good move there by Moses, she's not able to finish. And now the other way, Myroth putting them 13 points ahead, and it's starting to look dire for the Big Blue. Stay under control here. I think you've got to get a good shot. I know you're down by a lot. You're going to look for a three. I think you just need a bucket to get going.
Rachel Weber trying to find Cassie Summers. Now, Haley Toohill throws up a two, and it goes in.
Tough shot over Devin Kyler, but a big one to get them back to 11. And again, it's got to start. It's got to start now.
Toohill for two, known for her three-point shooting 52% from three so far this year. But gets in the lane and makes them pay. Lawson down low. Now Kyler with it. McDaniels drives. And she is blocked, sent back by number 22, Lauren Moses.
I mean, in watching this Millikin team, and maybe I haven't watched enough of the Wheaton Thunder to know if they're playing well or not. And I know they're not shooting great tonight. But this is a Millikin team that doesn't seem like they should be 1-4 in this conference. They're playing very well offensively and defensively. I'm surprised that they've lost by as much as they have to some of these other teams.
You got to remember that they are shooting out of their minds
from
three-point
true.
land.
That is true.
They're playing very well. Myroth with the board. It's back up. No good. It'll be on the side for the Thunder. A huge rebound. Fresh 30 for Wheaton College. 11 points up.
What a great board by Myroth. I mean, she saw the shot coming. She started working on her defender to get into the lane. That was just good anticipation and good effort. I think you've got to get the ball down low here like Katie McDaniels does. I think that's exactly what Wheaton's got to do, is get the ball, penetrate, try to draw fouls. Sadler bring it down now. She's working on Myroth. Schultz surprisingly quiet in this half. We were talking about how good of a scorer she was, and she'll shut me up right there with a nice jump shot.
Shut you right up. Great shot over a defender, kind of her signature, as we've seen throughout this game.
Loves that little pull-up.
Over to Lawson. And a turnover. If there's anything Coach Madsen didn't want, it was a turnover. Now Toohill can't handle it, and Meacham going back the other way with Devin Kyler. Finds Lawson. We've got a foul on Schultz.
I don't know that was a foul.
Not sure either. Coach Karen shaking her head from the turnover, the long pass to Toohill.
Yeah.
Toohill sets her feet, hits a three. We're looking at a 6-point game right there.
Yeah, and then that's just kind of been the story for Millikin here in this fourth quarter. It's just been like a half a step off, a half a step late on the rotation, missing shots here and there. And obviously, like you said, they're shooting out of their minds, so they can't really expect to continue that. But boy, would it have been nice to continue to shoot 60% from the three-point line here in this fourth quarter. And I mean, this isn't a game that's over by any stretch of the imagination. If you watched March Madness last year, you know A&M can come back from 14 in 39 seconds. This can happen here too.
No doubt about it. Talk so much about Millikin's defense, how much more active they've been, especially when the game has been closer. But how about their offensive third quarter? I mean, 29 points in the third quarter, mostly from Summers and Devin Curry, just throwing down three-pointers throughout the entire quarter. Really gave them a huge lift. And now in this fourth quarter, a lot of lockdown defense from the Thunder. Yeah. What have you seen differently on defense that Wheaton's doing?
I think, honestly, there's just more passion. And I think that's what you run into when you're a team as good as Wheaton is. You can become very lackadaisical. Oh, we're playing at home. They're in last. We're in first. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you come out a little slow. And I honestly think that's what happened to Wheaton tonight. And I don't think that they've picked it back up yet, to be completely honest. I just think that they're more talented to the point where they're not playing well, but they're able to kind of scratch a win here. Millikin brought everything they had, and they almost beat them. And, I mean, obviously, if the game's not over, I don't think that Wheaton's going to lose this game, but they got to be careful. They cannot come into games like this and assume they're going to win, because that's how you lose to teams that you absolutely cannot lose to, like a Millikin.
Kelly Lawson hits her second free throw. Still this 11-point lead holding strong as Sadler makes a quick
Great
move to the
take.
basket.
Great take.
And you can tell by the way Chantel Meacham played that defense, she was not going to foul. That was a strict order right there.
And I think that's been some of it too, is Wheaton's in a little bit of foul trouble. And so they're playing tentatively as opposed to, the more aggressive defense that we're accustomed to seeing from a Madsen coach team.
Devin Kyler goes into the body of Birdsell. She'll find herself some free throws.
I like that Birdsell's trying to take the charge there. I think she might have just maybe had a foot in the lane. I'm not sure. The camera kind of zoomed out of that angle, but regardless, we'll have Kyler at the line for 2.
We've seen Millikin earlier in the game do a better job on doubling when they get to that baseline. That time, Devin Kyler able to find space and go up for the shot.
Yeah. When Wheaton has tried to find those holes in the middle of the zone, they've been successful. It's when they've tried to shoot a lot of threes or, pass and dribble that they've kind of run into some trouble.
Ball will go to the Big Blue. Minute and a half left. 10 points. This is about do or die time. You got to get a shot here.
Yeah, and I think it might be time to start thinking about getting good threes up. That's not what you're looking for.
Katie McDaniels will take it uncontested. She can't finish again. Schultz will go over the back. Definitely worse than just hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah.
She's going to put Lawson at the line.
So Lawson will step to the line with a 10-point lead, 1:13 seconds left here. This game all but over. Stay tuned for the second half of this CCIW doubleheader. The Wheaton men's team will play the Big Blue men's team here in a game that's big for both of those teams. Wheaton needing a win, Big Blue needing a win. So definitely a good game. Stick around for that, starting at right around 7 o'clock following this game.
One thing that's interesting to look at in this fourth quarter is that 62.5% that Millikin has been shooting for 3 hasn't changed. I don't think they've taken a 3 in this fourth quarter at all. That perimeter is completely locked down.
Yeah, I mean, Curry took that one right away, and that was, as we said, a little bit of a rush shot, kind of silly to take that shot.
That's right.
But you're right, since then, McDaniels, Meacham, Lawson, they've locked down those 3-point shooters, not giving them any room to breathe out there. They're making them beat them in the paint.
And how versatile is Jordan Myroff that she's guarding Rachel Weber at this point?
I mean, she is a huge part of the Wheaton future in the women's basketball department. She's going to be a double-double candidate every night, starting possibly next year as a sophomore.
I think at this point, up 12, Wheaton will just hold it. May put a shot up at the end of this 16-second shot clock, but this will pretty much do it. Kelly Lawson puts in a layup just to make it sure. This 14-point lead for Wheaton does not dictate the way this game went at all.
Absolutely not.
As Devin Curry is blocked by Jordan Myroff.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for Millikin that the way that they're going to leave this game is feeling like they're going to feel after this quarter, because Wheaton dominated this quarter. Right now it's a 15-point deficit in this quarter, and that's unfortunate because Millikin played a good game. The Big Blue gave Wheaton everything they wanted, everything they could handle, and they're going to leave here discouraged. They should not, because they played a very good game.
Cassie Summers hits another 3. Fantastic day for her. Hopefully at least she feels good about her performance, because that's going to do it for us here. Wheaton College wins the game 86 against Millikin 75. As you said, the men's game will be coming up after this. But what a fourth quarter. I don't know if I've ever seen a response from a team after giving up 29 points in the third quarter quite the way the Wheaton women just did.
Yeah, I mean, that was impressive. And again, all the momentum was with the Big Blue. Everything that we know about basketball said Wheaton's in trouble here. And somehow they just came out and just stifled the Big Blue in that fourth quarter. A lot of what we expected to see the whole game happen in that fourth quarter. And that's, the sign of a good team is they're able to turn it on when they need to, I suppose, because, they responded when they needed to, but definitely not the kind of game that Coach Madsen was expecting or was hoping for, a nail-biter, honestly.
Unbelievable game. 64% from the three-point line. shot as a team by the Big Blue. Something that's unseen, unheard of.
Yeah.
Ever in basketball.
Yeah. And just a quick run through of the Millikin point leaders. Leading the way was Curry with 20 points. She was 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Right behind her is Schultz with 19, then 15 for Somers and 13 for Sadler. On the Wheaton side, 23 points for Katie McDaniels. She has been a high-volume scorer all year and continues. Then after that, a pretty big drop-off. 15 for Ellie Zeller, only 2 points after the first quarter for her, but it turned out to be enough. Lawson following up with 13, and then the rest pitching in, honestly, not much. Madsen would have liked to see a much more team effort, I think. He's not going to come over for an interview, it doesn't look like, but stick around here for the second half of this doubleheader, 28 minutes away. We'll be here looking for another good game out of the men's team against this Wheaton men's team that's really in need of a win.
No doubt about it. Pleasure calling this game with you, Casey. And for Casey Millikin, I'm Andrew Pitkin. Click on that next link if you'd like to watch the next game.